$44,000 from a $1,000 investment in 2 trades over 14 days. This is going to be a case study of how you can do the exact same thing. My name's Tyrell. I'll show you how to make money online and invest the profits. I've been doing this for years, and as you can see, experience in this market pays a lot. Just so you know, this isn't fugazi. As you can see, this is my wallet. This is the exact same coin. It says 41,000. I've secured about $3,000. So basically my initial investment almost, and I documented this the whole way through. I spoke about Chippy when it went to $13,000 after 24 hours. I didn't sell. I told you guys I wasn't selling. Then it went to $23,000. I told you I wasn't selling. It went to $32,000. I still told everybody I'm not selling, get in. And now it's $44,000. And guess what, guys? I'm still not selling. It's still early for this project. And I'll tell you why later, right? Now, I want to go through the trades that I made and how I managed to get the $1,000 to $4,000, because that's the hardest part. The hardest is making small money into more. And that's why I always talk about making money first from online hustles, businesses, just doing more general work and not being lazy, because that first bit is the hardest, right? Now, the first trade I actually made was on a coin called Trader, and as you can see, it ripped too much too early. And this is what happens with memes when they rip this much. You have to make sure that you're securing profit. I actually made a 10x on this one, and I only managed to get out with $4,000. And that's what you should expect. You should never expect to get in and get out with your whole investment. In fact, it's not actually a morally right thing to do, even though it's weird. I know it's PvP, and people say it's PvP, but there's strategies, and I want to go through. This is the masterclass, obviously, so I want to go through everything. So just write down notes, right? First things first is I just made 2 trades, right? I got into Trader around here, and I'll show you the call group that I was actually in where I got into this. And then after that, it went up 10x. Now, the reason why it went up 10x was because it was going around all the different call groups. It was going all across Instagram. It was going viral because of the narrative. Now, what Trader is it's a live streamer out of Japan, no, Korea actually, and he's just live streaming his whole life out of his bedroom. So it was like a social experiment. It's very good. And then what ended up happening was the streamer was taking too long off. He was taking like 12 hours off stream. People lost confidence, and markets move off emotion. So if people lose confidence, they're going to sell, right? Simple as. And as you can see, what happened was, even though a lot of people were buying, like there was so many people buying these dips, me included, it has continued to go down. And that's simply because, again, as this project, as this narrative, it didn't match, right? Most projects, they shouldn't rely off just one person, because as you can see, when that person leaves, they lose confidence. I actually think that Trader will make a comeback eventually once the trader himself gets things going. So I might buy like a few $100s worth, maybe, because again, if it does go back up to all-time high, it's going to be a lot of gains to be made there. And to be fair, just leaving some change and some memes, you never know what's going to happen. Okay, so again, guys, very simple. I put in $1,000 down here. It went up to $10,000 over here. I managed to get $4,000 out, secured into Sol. Okay, and then the rest of it basically went to zero, right? Very simple, no cookie cutter stuff. It's not sweet in this game. This is what you should expect. Okay, then I went and took that $4,000, and literally I had like 2 days of just chilling. And then, as you can see here, from the 7th, there was a new call that came out. I'll explain to you how I found this and exactly where I found this call as well. And then from here, my $4,000, as you can see, went up to over 40,000. I'll share it here, right? $44,000. I'm still gonna hold this one, but again, I might slowly DCA out in like literally $10, $20 sells over the course of like weeks, just to secure more Sol. Because if we dip, I'm going to be the guy buying it, because I actually have a lot of conviction in this, and I'll tell you why again later. So those were the 2 trades. That's how I managed to go from $1,000 to $44,000, and I'm going to show you how you can do it and where you can find these types of calls again. The first place, the best place to go is obviously my Instagram. You can see I talk about this stuff a lot. Every single day I'm talking about this stuff here. And how I bought these coins was very simple. I buy them on Pump Fund, and I use this app here. Okay, the app is called Phantom. So if you have Chrome, and I'll put these links for this in the description, if you have Chrome, you can just type in Phantom, but also you can download it on your phone as well. You can see here, just make sure it's the right website, because obviously links on Google, the first link is dangerous, but you can see it. https://phantom.app. can see it here. Alternatively, another good way to check to make sure it's the right app is to go onto Twitter, but I'm not logged in on Twitter. We can go in Twitter, you type Phantom, it's going to show up, right? The next thing I do is I use a website called Jupiter. Now, Jupiter connects with your wallet, and it's the exchange that I use. I don't use Radium, guys. I do not use Radium because for me, whenever I try to do transactions through Radium, they always get stuck, they get jammed, it doesn't work. But Jupiter for me has been the most consistent. I know they're what's called an aggregator, which means they still use Radium anyway. But for me, whenever I use this, it's secure, right? And how you find these coins, if somebody shows them or somebody talks about them, if they're on Pump Fun, okay, all you need to do is let's take, right, as you can see here, this one, Billy, right? Say you want to buy Billy, all you do is you connect your wallet here and then you just buy whatever you want to buy on Pump Fun, right? Then when it goes live, after it reaches a certain market cap, you'll see it in your wallet and then you can decide to sell it on Jupiter for Sol. Now, I always do my transactions for Sol. I don't do it for USD, right? I never hold USD in a bull run. I'm always going to hold Sol. I'm going to hold Ethereum. I'm going to hold BNB because these assets, the lowest they'll go down is 30 to 50% at worst, like as worst as it can get in a bull run. But obviously, they can go 2-3x while you're just chilling doing nothing. So I always hold the majority of my money in these assets, right? Because that's just going to keep it secure. Now, one option I do like to use is the DCA, whether I'm buying or especially when I'm selling with these coins. Because if you sell in a fat bag and let's say, you know, for example, let's say with this investment, right? I've now got 44K of Chippies. If I want to sell 44K, I won't be able to sell it all at one time. It's not how it works in meme coins. It's going to take too long for me to explain why. Instead of wrecking the rest of my investment, like most people do, like they're just operating from scarcity, I don't even know, they don't want to get rich basically. So what they do is they sell in like 1K, 2K, 5K, right? And that's how you end up with charts like this, right? Because people just bam, 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 right? Everyone's going to wreck each other. And then everyone's down here just complaining at each other why they've all gone poor, right? Instead, what you do is you use Jupiter DCA and you can set it over a certain period of time. So let's say I want to sell Solana, right? I want to sell 5 Solana, for example, to buy USDT, just keep it simple, right? I'm going to put, instead of every minute, I'm going to do every hour. And I'll be like, sell 0.1 Solana, 1 Solana every hour over 20 orders, right? The reason for this is because Solana, and obviously I know it doesn't look the same here, but when you have a coin and it's like 50 million tokens, it makes sense, right? You do, say 50 million, you sell 5K, 50K, right? And then you divide it by 20 or 200 or whatever, right? Because orders only cost like 0.0007 Sol. So it's tiny. It doesn't cost you anything to put these cells in. And obviously when you're doing it for a token, like, you know, when you're doing it for like WIF, for example, and you're like, I want to sell, you know, 50,000 WIF, right? And you're like, every, you know, you can do every 1 hour over 200 orders, right? You're selling $150,000 every hour divided by 200. So you're making that obviously pennies that you're spending on gas back in abundance, right? And in Solana, of course, right? And obviously over time, Solana goes up. So you don't even have to look. You don't have to be panicking about the charts. You don't even have to be opening up your wallet. You're not stressed. All you're gonna happen is you can go out, party, enjoy your life, go study, obviously focus on your business, come back to your wallet and you're just gonna be like, oh, safe, I got sold there. And the best thing that can happen is something like this, as we've been seeing with Chippy, right? Chippy, because the cells are so small, and obviously people know this now because I've been telling them in the chat, you can see the chart actually goes up, right? So when you're selling over a long time period, you see the chart's actually, it's actually mad, as you can see here, right? The chart's gonna continue going up. And the reason for that is because the cells are so small. But people are buying in with like $1,000, $5,000, right, etc. So that means that you're actual DCAing out while the price is going up, rather than DCAing out while the price is going down and panicking and everybody's arguing, right? That's where people go wrong. And that's how you have people like this, for example, right? If I go over to Dex Screener, which is one of the websites I like to use Dex Screener and Bird Eye. I'll use Bird Eye to look at like my buys and sells, because you can connect your wallet, you'll be able to see buys and sells. You can also see like traders and successful trades and stuff like that. Right, you can also see like most profitable traders, the highest volume and the frequency there. But on Deck Screener, what you can do is actually you can see top trades, and this is how you track the most successful wallets. If you want to find wallets that are profitable, that are making money, you can do that on Deck Screener. You can see this person brought 200 grand, right? So it's already a whale, sold 600 grand and made 450, right? This person brought 500,000, right? Sold 900k and made 300 grand, right? And the list goes on. You can see this person actually brought $2,000 and made $142,000. This person, 100 grand. This person was crazy. $599 made 137k. And why are you not in meme coins, right? I actually got into Tucker down here and I made a 24x of $1,000 too. So yeah, shout out to all you guys if you're in my groups and communities and you got in that too. Now, you can see here, these guys buys and sells, and you can actually go and track these wallets if you go into their transactions, right? You can see their buys, their sells here, right? If you click this, you can actually go and you can check their wallets, right? By clicking sign here, and you can see this person's got 108 SOL, and you can see all the different coins that they're buying over here too, right? So that's how you can track them, and you can see, okay, where did this person send the next SOL to make their next buy, right? And you can get ahead of the market, right? So that's the method I like to use, right? Just to circle this back before we go on to the next step, which is psychology. But Pump Fund is where you're going to get the earliest coins, highest risk, lowest market caps, highest returns, hands down, right? Jupiter is where I swap the coins back into Solana to go and do whatever I want to do. I'll always do DCA out, because that means that while I'm getting out, I'm not going to miss the narratives. For example, you know, when I'm explaining about these guys, yeah, this guy sold here, but if he literally, instead of being an idiot, in my opinion, right, dumped here, which you can literally see his souls dumped the whole entire market. If he DCA'd out, he would have made way more money, right? How much did this guy make? I think he was the guy that made a few hundred grand, right? He brought 200 whatever. He would have made 400 grand, 600 grand, right? If he just DCA'd instead of being an idiot, right? And that's how people make way more money in the markets, when they work together. And that's why you see, you know, coins like Whiff and these and Boom and these insider coins make so much money, right? Same thing with Brett on Base Chain. Like, insiders make more money because they know how to buy and they know how to sell effectively, right? This guy went down a bit, slowed down, panicked, right? And now he's looking at his bag and thinking, oh wow, what could I double? So what do these guys do? Give it a few weeks, he'll FOMO back in here and he'll pump everyone else's bags, okay? So that's the strategy I like to use. Again, you can circle back and search these. And on my Instagram is where you find all the calls I make. In fact, the next biggest one I'm looking at is actually Base Chain. Sorry, not Base Chain. It's the layer one over here, Based AI. Very, very bullish on Based AI. I've got tons and tons of videos on it here, and you can learn more about it there. Okay, now, in terms of Chippy and stuff like this, okay, I'm still bullish on Chippy. I don't think it's going to stop. As you can see, I think it's only like a $7 million market cap, which is tiny compared to Tucker, which is actually, I think Tucker's now 100 mil. Market was actually 76 mil. So this is still 10 times smaller than Tucker, okay? And it's got half the supply of Tucker as well. Tucker actually got a massive supply. So Chippy, again, still small. It's still a 10x away from even getting close to being a point where it's like, okay, you have to look for better investments. This is tiny, okay? Tiny, yeah, as you can see here, yeah, 9.7 mil. Right, and this one here is 76 mil, so it's still tiny compared to anything else, okay? And again, decent liquidity. Half of the supply is actually held by a Martini guy who already is a legendary trader in himself. He's already rich. He's not one of these guys who's pimping out his mom to dump tokens. Right, Martini guy is a G, and that's why you can see every dip is getting brought up on this chart. Every single dip. We dip here, people come in by. We dip here, people coming by, dipped here, people coming by, and now people are just like not selling because they're like, right, they know, right? They know. And again, guys, like if you look at traders and look at even look at this coin on Dex Screener, you'll see it. Like, if people DCA'd out, they will make more money. Right? It's that simple. Net, you will make more. Yes, obviously you have the thing that will go out down here, but this behavior here, you make a little bit, but you don't make a lot. Okay. Now, the reason why memes work, right? And if you're new to memes, the reason why memes work, right, is because of what I call the Michael Saylor method. Now, why do you think Michael Saylor is talking about Bitcoin every single day, is attending press conferences, is doing YouTube videos, is massive on Twitter? One, because he has conviction, and two, because he has a fat bag of Bitcoin. So he's going to go around, he's going to tell everybody, of course he is, right? Because he believes that it is the future. He believes that this is the narrative. He believes that everybody should get in. He has faith and conviction in it. And as you can see, conviction pays, right? Because Michael Saylor, Bitcoin position profits, right? Let's have a look how much he's up, if that even shows up. Upwards over $1 billion. And this was in April, okay? Over $1 billion this man has made from PR, going out talking about this thing and putting his money where his mouth is, okay? Now I want to show you another person, right? This guy, I don't even know if you'll be able to hear it, right? Of course it's real, the idiot. Of course it is. Do you know what he was doing while it was going down? He was buying ETFs. So he's going around telling everybody not to buy Bitcoin, telling nobody that this thing works, while knowing that it works, knowing that blockchain technology is real, and knowing that Bitcoin is the future. Why? Because he wants the price to go down. He wants people to jeet their bags while he is buying the dip. And I tell you what, that's what happens at the billionaire level, Bitcoin. Do you know what happens at the small, normal people level? Meme coins, right? Meme coins pump, as you can see here, right? You've got Dogecoin, $20 billion. Shiba Inu, $13 billion. Pepe, $3.69 billion. Dog with Hat, which is brand new, did over 100x on market, $3 billion. Floki, Bonk, etc. The reason why all of these pump is because of network effect and people using that Michael Saylor method. If you're investing in a meme, you go tell your friend, just put $50 in. He goes tell somebody else, just put $50 in. Everyone puts in a little bit of pocket change, which they can afford to lose. The thing rockets into the billions of dollars. Because why? Network effect, right? And the reason why memes right now are outperforming any other ecosystem in crypto is because most of the supply is actually already out. With private sales, with public sales, with ICOs, IPOs, these are things which you can make life-changing money. I've made life-changing money in it as well. But you always having to fade somebody who has the ability to dump on you. Always having to fade. It's like having to fade a meme coin with a dev that just wants to rook, right? It's hard to do, right? So you have to manage that accordingly. But with meme coins, most of the supply is out. So when it really goes and you're getting that network effect, it ends up performing amazingly. And you end up getting people that will come in and buy like a few $100,000 here, right? Yeah, they might cheat the bag, but obviously if he buys in again, it's going to go up another leg and another leg, right? So these types of movements is how you can make a lot of money. So if you're in a meme coin, whatever it is, go share about it. Go tell other people about it, right? Go share people your conviction. And a lot of people say to me, well, Taro, I'm telling people about these coins and, you know, they don't trust me. Well, they don't trust you because you don't trust yourself and you don't understand how to explain it because you have no conviction, because you just found it in the groups which I'm about to show you, right? If you know how to develop conviction, for example, with Chippy's, I know, okay, Martini guy spoke about it. I trust Martini guy as a bullish person, XYZ. Yeah, the coin can go to zero, but I know at least he's not going to sell. That's my conviction. Okay, I'll then back that and make them investments. Okay, same thing with Trader. I looked at Trader, I was like, okay, it's got a good narrative, it's working, XYZ. Right, so I back it, I made 10x my money. Okay, these are the types of plays you can do that on Pump Fund. If you go on Pump Fund, look at all the new coins and you find the narrative, you go with it. Knowing your risk is very high, knowing your investment could go to zero, however, develop some form of conviction. Obviously, we know Bitcoin is different at that scale. We know Bitcoin is the future now, okay? You had to read the white paper, develop conviction, understand those things. But once you do, you can go and talk about it, and then it blows up, okay? Now, if you stayed this far, I want to give you a gift. I want to show you the places where I've been finding memes so far. Okay, the number one place to find memes right now, the link for that is in the description, and that is my Telegram group. Inside of my Telegram group, my public group, I talk about all the plays which I am making from the stratosphere, right? Everywhere it's going. Yes, these coins might go to zero, but these are the plays which I'm making. The biggest mistake people have made is not getting in when I talk about it, and then getting in when I talk about it at 50x, and they're like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. You seen it, you should have been in. Right? Obviously, as conviction goes, I might even buy it while it's still up 50x, okay? But that's the best place, my Telegram group. Next, the place where I found Trader is actually inside of another Telegram group from an Instagram person called Memecoin. Memecoin Crypto is where I found the next one. You can find him on Instagram. You can also find his Telegram, his public Telegram inside of my description as well. And the final place where I actually found the big boy play, the 10x play, and the one which I'm still bullish about right now, Chippy, is actually inside of that Martini Guy's group as well, inside of his Discord community. You can find the link for his Discord community in the description, and a link for his YouTube channel in the description as well. And I literally watch all of these channels. I'm in all the groups, I'm following all the YouTube channels, I'm putting in overtime, because there is no industry right now where you can 10x your money in the space of a few days. No industry. So you need to look at yourself and you need to say, am I all in yet? Am I focused? Am I committing myself to being successful? Am I doing more hours at work? Am I putting in more work in my business? Am I looking at the charts? Am I focused? Because the next 2 years can change your life. So this is a case study of how I turned $1,000 into $44,000 in just under 2 weeks, and how you can too. Take this information, save it, study it, share it with a friend, and hopefully you can get rich. Take care, everybody.